Hey guys, I don't want these glasses on. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm sunburnt. I'm so sunburned. It's nice to see you, Jenny. Hey, you guys get bedhead Betty today. My friends just left. Like we were so exhausted yesterday. Like it was hot. I mean, hot. I don't know how the reception's coming in. I'm on cheap hotel internet. Hopefully you guys can hear and see me just fine. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on your way in. But yesterday was extreme. Like we deal with what does it say here? Hold on a second. Oh, okay. Sorry, it was giving me a message. These new chat boxes, I guess there must be updating something. So now they're giving us little messages every time we're here. Jenny, it's nice to see you. Emily, Michelle, Barbosa, good morning. Good morning. Sunshine and coffee, Lori T. It's so nice to see you. My face, like I wore my big glasses, and like now you can see like I don't have to contour for a while. I got the perfect line right here and right here. Look at this. Like I am serious. Like I am like done. Like put a fork in me, done. And my friend Pam, that poor lady, she was just like we were both a hot mess. Like our eyes were both like just swollen yesterday from the heat and everything else. It was nuts. It was nuts. Who else do we have? Good morning, Lisa, JB, Don, Dina. It's nice to see you. Brienne, Donna, True Crime Addict. It's nice to see you. Carla, good morning, Love Bug. Barbosa, I think I've already said hi to you. Sunshine and Coffee, Cat in the chat. I love it. I love it. Steve, it's nice to see you from Canada. Good morning. I know people are reaching out to me by email. I'm like, yeah, we haven't heard from you. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just, I was going to go live. I forgot to even bring my bag up. I didn't brush my teeth last night. Like, I wake up this morning and I'm like, I look over at Pam. I'm like, I got to get my tooth brushed. I said, I know I didn't brush my teeth. I said, it's out in the car. I'm not lying. I woke up this morning. I'm like, ah. But it was long. It was long. It was hot. I ended up leaving. Listen to this. I ended up leaving. Like Don Trump was like winding down, but it was so hot. My ears are sunburnt. Pam had already walked back to her car, and so I started making my way. I could hear him winding down. So it's not like I know how he does that. But we get out to our cars, like Pam and I. Well, there's a few people. There was a few little people that were leaving just a little bit early, and we ended up having to like they didn't open the gates to let us out of that thing, out of the uh, arena for like 2 hours. We were all sitting there in our cars like a freaking parking lot. Everybody was getting frustrated. Everybody was getting like, it was really like, excuse my language, piss poor. They had three different exits. They were trying to funnel people out through one exit. They didn't open the exit, and literally people were so sunburnt because it was like 100 degrees out there that people were like getting restless. By the time we got out of there, I think the event closed about 5:30. I don't know. Our cars didn't start moving until like 20 to 8. 20 to 8. Like I'm burnt. And then of course by this time everybody's trying to get in front of you. Like I needed oil in the car. I didn't check the oil. And since we were sitting there, I'm like, you know what? I probably need to check the oil because my engine burns oil. It doesn't leak oil, but it burns oil. So I got to be very careful with it. And I did all this driving. So I ended up checking the oil. I figured it was, nothing. I hadn't heard anything, the car's been running fine, but it barely registered on the dipstick. I'm like, yeah, and we're stuck in traffic. I was freaking out because we just did so much work on this car, and I'm like, how? I forgot to check it. I've been so busy, and so, anyways, long story short, and then Mike, one of our other guys, he was there. He was just rushing it. We all got in at like 3 o'clock in the morning. None of us had sleep, and he was going. He only had like he was on EE on his car, and we're stuck in traffic. So he's having to turn his car off, because he just wanted to get there. So he had to pass the gas station to get there. He should have stopped for gas, just like I should have stopped for oil. But there you have it. I don't know what else to say. So it was a little crazy out there to say the least. We had a great time though. We had a great time, and I got a new hat because I left my hat at home. Um, so it was good. I'm going to be in New York. I don't know what's going to happen. He didn't discuss it. Like, these are the times that we get to hear what might be going on, you know? So I don't know. I'm sitting here waiting with bated breath to find out what happens, from that whole sentencing thing. And Trump's face was so red. Yeah, because I mean, probably by the end, he seemed like he was fine when he got up there, but I mean, it was hot. I can't describe it other than that. It was just extremely hot. I don't like it's been a long time since I don't even know if I've been at Sarasota. Sarasota was really, really, really hot. That one was awful. They had to stick us in the like Robarts arena and sit us in the air conditioning, which kind of sucked because we were all air conditioned out. And then they decided to go throw us out there in the heat. And it's like, now that we're totally cool, the heat feels like 10 times worse. And it was so packed, you couldn't even move. And you were just kind of stuck there. It took 2 hours just to go get some food. It took 2 hours to go to the bathroom. That was miserable. Sarasota sucked. I mean, it was good, but it's still kind of sucked. I'll say that. So, anyways, so we're here. I'm in still in Virginia. I'm going to be going downstairs and getting some breakfast here shortly. The room I got, my friends were going to, get on the road. They were extremely tired. They shouldn't have been driving. Like none of us should have been driving. We were so tired. So long story short, when I got here to this room, like this is like a suite. Like it has a couch, it's got a whole kitchen. Like I didn't realize I rented like a freaking suite. So it was like when we got here, I'm just like, why don't you guys? Because we were going to go out to eat. And when I saw the size of the room, I just told him to save the lodging expense. I mean, Greg slept on the couch. Pam, I mean, two girls. I mean, we can pop a squat. You know what I'm saying? And Greg slept on the couch. So it's like, and they just left. They have to make it back to Florida, both of them. They're my Florida family. So, but it was nice. It was nice. It was just hot. Oh, Michelle, thank you, thank you. So we're not going to be talking about the whole trip. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm alive. Here I'm exhausted. I'm not leaving this hotel until I need to leave. I literally like I didn't even pull like I usually when I come into hotels, I pull out like everything from the car because it's an opportunity for me to repack and make sure I got everything with me and stuff like that. And I took out like my suitcase. I forgot to even grab the bag that had my toothbrush in it. Don't worry, guys. My teeth is freshly brushed, minty green. They're clean. They're clean. So that's like one of the big. I don't know how I missed that because even like when I got to the place where we were camping out, like the first thing I did when I got out of the car, I said hi to everybody and I went straight there and brushed my teeth. First thing I did when I woke up yesterday morning is I brushed my teeth. And then like yesterday, I didn't have my because you can only bring in so much stuff, so I didn't have my toothbrush, and so I didn't brush my teeth after I ate in the in the event, which I normally do. But I didn't. I forgot to bring that in. If I had it in the bag, then I would have had it here. But oh well, it is what it is. I gotta tell you, I'm slap dead exhausted. Look at that. Like my eyes are all swollen. Like I got like I'm. This is the most sleep I got. The only bad thing is, I got Pam on one side of me. Actually, it was fine. Like they kind of snore a little bit, which they know. And so everything was fine. They actually didn't do like I've slept with Pam. We've done trips before, and there's been one time that I swear to God, I thought it was an earthquake. If Pam's watching, she's probably laughing at me right now. But she like it was literally earth shattering. And so I'm like, I'm like looking at her, and she's like, yeah, Then Greg starts talking about, have you heard her snore? I'm like, You snore. And so, anyways, so around 4 o'clock, I guess Greg must have had an alarm or something. So I'm like dead to the world. These two people sleep like freaking rocks. I got one on the couch snoring. I got one next to me in the bed snoring. And I'm just like, and it was all quiet. It was quiet in here. Like they were doing really good. And then the alarm goes off on Greg's phone. And I'm like, so I wake up and I'm like, hey, 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 like, what is that? What is that? And, Pam is still sleeping. Like I'm talking to them and they're just sleeping. And I'm like, hey, hey, what's that noise? Hey, Greg's like, it's my phone. I'm like, turn that shit off. And then the next thing I do, now I'm awake, right? So now your pee button goes off. So I get up, I have to go pee. And then I come back here and it's like an accordion. But I was in peace up until the alarm went off at 4 o'clock, right? But like luckily me, if you guys don't know anything about me, I'm like deaf in one of my ears. Okay, so I just rolled over. You still feel the vibration of like the earthquake going on in the room, but I was so tired, I was still able to go back to sleep. But I have to be honest with you, they did so much better. Like I remember Pam like 2 years ago when we were going to CPAC, and but actually they did pretty good. I have to be honest with you, they did pretty good. Oh, allegedly, it's nice to see you. It's nice to see you, love. So that was really it. We did have a good time, but there's not. I mean, there's not really a whole lot. I mean, it was a rally. We're just there for support. Um, we work our butts off to support the way we do. Very, very expensive. A lot of my hobbies are pretty much expensive hobbies. But we're here. We're supporting. It's what we do. We do a lot. We do a lot. I know people don't realize we do, but we do a lot. And we work all of us in the front row Joes, we all are associated with our community, right? We don't just, go to those things where we actually get out there. Like we have delegates. Delegates are front row Joes. We got a lot of people that are in our committees, our local committees. Um, Part of the executive committees, and that's kind of the people that you probably don't know this, but you have people that have districts. On your little voters registration card districts. Well, believe it or not, you actually have on the Democrat side as well as the Republican side these executive committees, and these are like your local um, Democrat or Republican parties. It's your local ones, and then you have a state one, and everybody kind of falls. You see what I'm saying? So on the local ones, when you have your voters registration and you see your area, your precinct, well, you have precinct representatives. Many of you guys don't know that. You have precinct representatives for the Democrat Party, and you have district representatives for the Republican Party. And those people actually help make decisions. They're literally your neighbors that are part of these things that talk about their stuff. So you're represented, believe it or not, whether you know it or not. Each and every one of you are both represented by the Republican Party as well as the Democrat Party, and you're represented by a neighbor, somebody in your community that's part of your precinct. So I just thought that was interesting. I forgot to ever tell you guys that, but every single person gets double representation in your community. If that helps, like I said, I believe in the yin and the yang of life. I don't really have a whole lot to report on Sebastian Rogers. And this is really the case we came out here for, is to cover Sebastian Rogers. And then I got a little, ice cream sundae, right? Somebody calls me and said, "Hey, did you know you need to be over here in Virginia?" And I'm like, "Okay, that's kind of a break, a nice break from the mundane, from all the stuff and everything like that." But we went and posted flyers around the community, as many of you know, and it obviously triggered, absolutely not in a positive way either, triggered an entire family, but it was Chris and his family. And it just made me realize, I think when I was here, that, one, we're on the right path. And two, I have never in my life seen a parent or a family get angry about seeing a missing person flyer of their child that's missing. Angry. And I want to tell you that. Those people were angry that those signs were placed. And they weren't just placed in their community, they were placed literally all over the county. They were placed on the main road that he obviously, he went missing from a community and down a road. Okay. That's all the stuff that we have. So all of that has been covered. Anybody that comes in and everything like that. I heard that whoever is in that community, I don't know if it was residents of that community or Chris Proudfoot himself or their family. But I heard that every single one of those signs inside the community and maybe outside of the community have been removed. And people tried to say that that was not happening. That was not happening. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We did confirm that yes, it is happening. We do know who's doing it. I was threatened while I was there. You guys watched it. They can paint it and twist it and turn it and churn it any way, from Sunday. We all watched what happened out there. We watched me go in, not bother anybody. We watched them literally try to incite people saying I was there for things that I wasn't there for when I was very, very clear on why I was. So they're inciting people with lies saying that I'm doing stuff that I'm not doing. They're telling their audience and everybody else that I'm literally committing crimes and that they need to report me to law enforcement. And then when they report me to law enforcement, they're lying to them saying I'm swerving all over the road because they thought I was going to go over to Jonathan's, have a steak and drink. I don't know what I can do to make these idiots because and I just want to show you guys, if they knew so much about me, then they should know my routines by at this point, 3 years later, right? You would think that if they knew who I was, they should know my routines. And anybody knows me, knows that I do not drink when I work. I have been working an extremely a lot of work hours. I don't drink alcohol. Okay. Occasionally I'll have a drink here or there, but I do not drink alcohol. It's not part of my daily process. If you know anything about me, I drink tea, coffee, water, Diet Coke, Diet Dr. Pepper, Coke Cherry Zero. Okay. If you guys haven't figured that out after 3 years, I don't know what to tell you. Now I could trigger people. I can do that really well. Guys, you guys need to, just calm down here. I don't know what you guys are thinking. I mean, I can do things if I really wanted to, poke the bear. These are just idiots. But no, they were trying to get me literally thrown in jail for content while I was on my live. Like what kind of and they're trying to act like that's not true. They're actually trying to say that I was following um that I was trying to follow and harass Terry Bowersox. That's what they're putting on their hate channels. And I was literally on my live the entire time, walking, showing you guys flyers and everything else, and we were driving around, and I was showing you the community, and we were actually posting flyers live when they were calling law enforcement on me. So this idea that I was looking for him, like you guys were there for the entire ride. Not one time were we talking about Terry Bowersox, nor was I considering one iota that people were trying to literally have me thrown in jail for not breaking the law. That is some craziness. And so we did find out who's making the threats. That was another thing that we were saying. We wanted to know who was taking the signs down. We wanted to know who was threatening the searchers out there. We got all those answered. We wanted to know if Chris made it to work at 5:15 in the morning. We found that answer, right? We wanted to learn a little more about Chris Proudfoot. Well, we're finding those answers. I will be in White House in Gallatin doing my work. Um, we're going to be following his path. He sounds like he has had a lot of problems as as a teenager. I'm interested in learning about those problems because those problems tell me who he is as a man, who he is as a man, how he was raised, what his childhood was like, tells me exactly who I need to know he is as a man. Why? Because I can look at my own life, look at my own childhood, and understand why I am who I am as a woman. So your history does dictate to who you are today, right? Oh, hey, River. It's nice to see you, Ginger. The real me too. Danita, it's nice to see you. Holly, a few people came in here. Outer Banks, it's nice to see you. Sherry, Maui girl. Oh, Nola's mama. Sweet Jones, it's nice to see you as well. Did I say hi to you, me too? If I didn't, hi, love. I hope everybody's doing well. Hopefully the chats are doing well. I try to slow the chats down a little bit, so when it gets a little it's a little light in here today, I can probably take it off. But when it's not so light and people are in here and just going, it's hard to read all the stuff in the chat. You know, um, it's sad they took the flyers down. Now, that's what I'm hearing. It could be rumors. Where they didn't take them and people are just making the rumors. But I have to think, as angry as they got, um, I have to, I have to at least assume that they probably ripped them down. But you know what? He could answer for himself. Like, hey, Chris, why are you taking the signs down in your community of your missing son, your missing stepson? Hey, Chris, why are you threatening people that come in there looking for your child? Because he can't say I've reached out to him or I did anything to disturb him. Not one thing. I definitely didn't threaten him. I've definitely never threatened anybody. I don't do that. You know why? It's a crime. That's why I don't threaten people. It's a crime. When I threaten them, I threaten to use my mouth. You know, I might show up to your door, knock on your door. That's the worst thing that can happen. Oh, Lee, that was I know what you're talking, but that was bad. Like that was I can't believe they allowed Biden to do the presidential debate. They should have just made up an excuse. Um that was bad. Like bad. So I don't know what they're going to do at this point. I think they need a new candidate. I don't know what to say. If it's going to be a competition, I don't know. That just for the Democrats and my that come here and watch this true crime. I think you guys need to talk to your party. I think you guys need a different. If you guys even have a chance, I don't know if Biden has that much support, guys. I mean, seriously. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. You're doing great. Don't back down. Oh, I'm not going to back down from that. I don't let people threaten me because that makes them feel like they can control. They can control another person. Like this is America. You don't get that option. You get to control yourself. You want to do something for your family, do that for your family. Controlling a perfect stranger or threatening a perfect stranger, but I'll get hit in the face, and I will record it as I'm falling down. And I'll also record those silver bracelets getting on you and you going in there. And I'm also a very like I talk legalese. Like I go to a judge and I'll talk to him, right? And trust me, you're gonna get in trouble. I don't care. You can't touch people. And why would people be on talking about true crime when most true crime is related to violence and then be violent themselves? That doesn't sound like their heart's in the right place, does it? Just saying. Doesn't sound like their heart's in the right place. Because we don't threaten people around here. We don't threaten people bodily harm. We absolutely denounce it. And quite frankly, if it was even somebody I totally disgrace and totally dislike, um, I would probably be standing up here on this thing and saying, "Look, guys, it's wrong. I don't care what you say about it. If the shoe was on the other foot, I do speak the truth. Whether I like it or not, it still falls out. Okay." So if this was happening to somebody I liked, I absolutely would put my foot down as well. This is absolutely disgusting. It's a very dangerous practice. These people are playing with fire, and we know that they're trying to get me hurt because their friend is being sued by me. So there is that. And I'm getting sick and tired of them thinking that my life is over a lawsuit and over them not being able to shut their fucking mouth, excuse my language. They're wanting to cause me bodily harm. Well, you know what? I've listened to it long enough. I know where the problem's coming from. I can link it all back. I've got it all recorded. I've got all the documentation and I've got all the police recordings and everything else related to this. I'm over it. If you guys are going to sit here and support somebody literally wanting to cause violence to another person, then get the fuck out of true crime. You're not needed here. Actually, you are a problem that's going to cause somebody seriously bodily harm. What means that somebody's going to be on our channel that you put there. People don't like listening to that. Oh no, it's just YouTube. Really? Do you know how many YouTubers, how many other content creators have been walking on their lives and got shot in the head? If you don't believe me, look it up on Google. This is no game. I don't take it as a joke. If I let you know my location, that's because I feel comfortable enough to let you know my location. If I don't let you know my location, it's for safety reasons. So if somebody is doxing my actual location, not my home address, not my name, my actual location while I'm doing work on a missing child that could have most likely be murdered, right? And you're sending the murderers to my front door, and you don't think that that's going to cause me problems? This is the second or third time they've done this, because they did this in front of Quentin Simon's house. Remember, they wanted me to get my lights knocked out and wanted me to get arrested then. And again, we worked with police. Again, didn't do anything wrong. Again, did not break the law. Again, no reason for them to arrest. So if they did arrest, they would have a huge civil suit, because they have to arrest you if you break a law. They cannot just arrest you because somebody wants them to arrest you. Okay? And that's what these people are trying to do. They're like, oh, well, she's not supposed to be there. I can be on public property. Anytime there's a public easement, that's owned by the county. You know who owns the county? We, the people. Get it? Anything that the county owns, doesn't matter whether they're having to maintain it or not. That's county easement. They can do whatever they want with that. That means that is public property, whether they like it or not. It can be argued in court every single day from Sunday. We all have to maintain our county easements. All of us. It doesn't change the fact that they're county easements. Even if there's private utilities under there, the county has to acquire that easement to give them the permission to put those private utilities under there. So now that we're a little educated on the law, now you guys understand why I'm allowed to go up to the power poles, which is what I did. Love it. It's nice to see you. Love it. If you'd like, I will have some time for a cup of coffee. I will. I might have some time if you want to reach out to me. I know you're not too far from where I'm at. I won't be able to stay too long. I'm going to rest here. I'm literally going to rest here until it's time for me to leave. Like, I'm not leaving out of this, checking out of this hotel until, like, oh, I'm so exhausted. That's what I told Pam, because Pam and Greg, they're like, why don't you just follow us back to Florida? And I'm like, honestly, because I told him, I said, well, I'd like to meet this subscriber of mine. I said, she's here. And I said, and honestly, I'm so exhausted. I said, I've been running so hard, so long. I said, I'm gonna do my live. After my live, I'm gonna rest. I'm just going to turn the TV on. I'm going to go downstairs, get some breakfast, and I'm just going to rest. I'm gonna rest until 11:30, until it's time for me to leave. And if I can extend it until 12:30, I'll probably stay here until 12:30, because I just want some peace. I just want to rest. My body is just it's dehydrated at this point. Which I got smart water. I've been drinking. I've been trying to get, trying to drink some water, rehydrate my body. But honestly, I sweated so much yesterday. I'm surprised that there were some people. The bad part about it is when things get this hot out there, and it happens. That we have older people that want to be there, and um, they're fine, for a little while. But over time, especially with some of the elderly people and some of their medications that they take on, or they take, can the sun can affect them. The heat can affect them. It can make them dizzy. It can make them delusional. It can make them, just like a lady yesterday. She got so hot. I felt so bad for her. She looked like she was in shock. Like, one person had to hold one arm, and she's just dazing, like, straight ahead. And obviously medics were with her and stuff like that. But they always have medics and everything there at the rallies and stuff like that for that specific reason. And I've seen a lot of people, but it's usually elderly people. If you guys ever do go to, and it doesn't matter whether it's for him or for your guy, what side of the aisle, if you ever go to these things and you're there for hours, you guys need to hydrate. Make sure you bring a lot of water with you. If you do go to these types of rallies, you're there for literally hours in line. So, You'll have time to walk your stuff back to your car. So just bring your chair, bring your cooler, sit in line, chat with people, yeah, but stay hydrated. That's literally the most important thing that you can do is stay hydrated when you're there. Oh, thank you, Marmy. Marmy gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership too. Oh, that was so, so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. I think was an arranged call by content creator. He didn't have to disguise his voice. I think he just does stuff to make people talk. Like he's an idiot. Chris Proudfoot is a freaking idiot, okay? The guy is not right, okay? He's not he is educated but not highly educated, okay? He probably one of the people that his personality reminds me of one of these guys that when he was studying for his test, he had to go lock himself in his room and have complete silence and like literally read things over and over again for it to comprehend for him. And that's just it's for some people it's like that, and it's because of their learning disability. But I believe that that's kind of, he's not really book smart, and I don't really think he's all that street smart, but he is um manipulative, and I think that's helped him a long way. I think his him being so manipulative has really helped. Not only that, but we're hearing that like even his time in the Navy, like he was forced to do that. It was either that or he was going to jail. That's what I've been hearing. Now that still needs to be corroborated as well, which I will be corroborating. Somebody knows something from his past. Somebody knows something from his past. I just need to find him. Why is Kathy Bowersox posting a Terry Bowersox Sam's Club receipt? Didn't make sense. Anyone in the family could have walked in and used his card. I know this day and age, anybody can use anybody's card. Our money's not safe. You notice they keep getting they protect our money, but they make it so easy to steal. I've never understood that. Oh, thank you, Nick. Yeah, I'm growing it out. I decided like when did I decide? My audience was what is it, 6 months ago? I had just gotten my hair done. And I said I'm just getting tired of the blonde. And I said I've never, I was gonna dye it like a brown, and then I'm like, you know what? I know I'm getting gray and stuff. I want to see what my gray looks like. So, it's kind of blending in with the blonde a little bit, unless you get in the back. The back's a lot darker, so you can see the line a lot darker back there than you can because I'm more salt and pepper up at the top up here than I am in the back. The back I'm still dark brown. So I'm just waiting for it all to get down, the blonde to get out long enough that I can just cut the rest of the blonde out of my hair. And I'm just going to go natural for a little while until I get sick of being natural. I go through these phases, but I've never had hair color one color before, for this length of time before. I only did that because, everybody was making fun of my hair. And it's like, screw you. If you're making fun of my hair, I'm going to keep doing it. Right. Give you something to talk about. Let you know I don't give a rat's ass about what you're saying. So I kept the blonde a lot longer than I would have ever normally kept my blonde. And then it became synonymous with Bullhorn Betty, the little blonde girl, the bullhorn. All right. So now and I'm almost through the helmet phase. I think I'm going through the helmet phase pretty good. If you guys don't know what the helmet phase is, it's when you look like you got a helmet on the back of your head, right on the crown of your head. So I'm getting that. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll be following up on Sebastian. I got some emails. I got majorly behind. Oh, excuse me. I'm so exhausted. I got majorly behind in the emails, and I keep saying I'm gonna catch up, but I do respond with some. Oh, hey, Dumplin', it's nice to see. And nice to see you. I love the hair. Keep it growing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I am. I am. But I am gonna cut it. Once it gets long enough where I can cut the blonde out without it looking like too short for me. That's what I'm gonna do. But like here, like I got such white, like it's crazy because it comes out like white, like just white here, and then as it grows, it starts darkening up. It's like I don't know what's wrong, like my hair. It's weird. It's weird, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm lucky. I'm 45 and don't have any gray. Oh, Holly, you are lucky. When I got my first gray hair, like I was 14 going on 15. I got my first gray hair. I remember running to my mom. I'm like, Mom, I got a gray hair. She said, Don't pull it. I'm like, What do you mean, don't pull it? I'm going to pull the damn thing out. I don't want a gray hair. I was 14. I might have been 15, but it was really, really young. I started getting gray hair, believe it or not. But it was only like one. It's not like, 100,000 pieces of gray hair. It was like one gray hair that stuck out. So I had to pull it. Well, maybe it's I don't know, but it's true. Once you pull one out, three more grow back. Okay. I don't know how. I thought that was a joke, but it's not. Don't just assume a child missing without calling his parents to see if they have him. That tells me you're right, Black Hawk. A lot of people said that. Like, why didn't she called Chris? Why didn't she call Seth and say, Hey, did you talk to our son or anything? She never called Seth. She never called Seth that morning at all. As a matter of fact, it was Chris that called Seth. It was Chris that called Seth and said, Don't be mad. Sebastian's missing. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. That's an odd statement to make for a missing child, you know? All right, guys. I know this is going to be a short live. We're going to get to talking. I promise we're going to get to talking. Before I leave here today, I'm going to do another live. We're going to sit here for an hour. But I want to get down. I want to get some breakfast in my belly. I'm starving and I need some coffee. So I'm going to go downstairs and get some breakfast. And then when I get back up here, I'm going to rest for a little bit. But I'm thinking, what time is it? 7. I'm thinking by 10, we'll do an hour live at 10, and then we'll chat a little bit more. It'll give me some more time to kind of get acquainted with the Sebastian Rogers case, since I've been out of loop for at least a day. And actually, it's been longer than a day, because even when I was driving around and doing I can't do research when I'm, except for the topics that I'm covering. So there's that. All right, guys, I need to. Oh, good gracious. I'm worn out. I'm worn out. So I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna grab me something to eat, and then I'm gonna get some rest, and then I'll be back around 10:30, right before I pack up and get out of here. And then, love it if you want to get a hold of me. That I was thinking maybe we can do like coffee or something later. So I'll I think you've already wrote me. I've been writing you back. So I'll just write you, and maybe you can make some suggestions of where we can meet for like coffee or something. And then I'll meet you there if you'd like. So all right, guys, I love you. God bless you. We'll see you soon. And rock it out with your coffee beans out. I'm I'll keep my next comment to myself until after 10. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Bye.